Okay, this video is about beginners or people who start to ride horses and what they should do and what they should not do in horsemanship and stuff like that. In my opinion, all riders with no exception, as I said before, especially horsemen, but all riders with no exception, started as bad riders. We all are or were bad riders who did bad things, who had mistakes. If someone says, I am a horseman or a horsewoman from the beginning, then he's lying. It's that simple, or she's lying. So you will have mistakes, you will have problems. The question is, will you learn from these mistakes and become better and develop yourself, or will you not develop yourself by not admitting that you made a mistake? The mistake is happening, you will do some or have some wrong things and methods and styles. If you admit, to yourself at least, you will keep getting better. If you do not admit, then you will keep having and doing and getting the same mistakes and wrong stuff or things that you are doing. So it's between your hands. Now, developing yourself or becoming better depends on a lot of things. Who trained you? Your talent, your experience with horses, how many horses you ride, how much time you ride. So it depends on a lot of things. But becoming good in a faster way might be a good thing, but it's not always better. Like someone might be better than you in 1 or 2 years, but after 5 or 6 years, you will become better than him or her in a way of riding, in your way of riding, in your style of riding. So faster is not always better. Sometimes it is better, sometimes it's not. It depends on a lot of things. Now, in my opinion, what you should say to beginners or people who start riding horses, as I said before in some other videos, the real teacher is the one who makes you become better. There is nothing in it for him, it's all about you. He wants you to become like him or even better. He's not doing it for the money, he's not doing it for the fame, so he's not doing it for him, he's doing it for you. So, number one, if you want someone to teach you, he must be someone who's doing it for you, not for him. How can I know if he's doing it for me or for him? It's very simple. One, I have to know for sure that what he's doing is something special, which means he must convince me in what he's saying. Then he must show me what he said. Then I will start to learn from him and try to do what he did. So you have 3 steps. Convince me by talking, show me what you said, then teach me how to do what you did. Convince me by talking, show me what you said, teach me how to do what you did. Now, the 3rd step is on you, not on him. For example, if someone totally convinced you about a way or a method of riding, then he did what he said. In that case, you cannot blame him at all. If you don't do what he did, it's your problem, not the way of riding that he's using. Not him. It's you. Why? Because he did it. The problems that you are having, the mistakes that you are having, are not from the way of riding, because the owner of the way of riding, or the best man or woman in the way of riding, did not have the same problems you had. So it's not the way of riding problem, it's your problem. But when someone convinced you on what they said, but they did not show you anything special, they did not show you what they said, in that case, don't blame yourself, blame them. So when I say don't blame them if they showed you that what you had did not happen with them. If you had a problem, don't blame the way of riding, blame yourself, because the owner of the way of riding did not have the same problem. So it's you, not him, not the horse, not the way of riding. But in so many cases, your trainer, your teacher, does what you do, has the same problems that you do, the same mistakes that you have. The difference is, he can speak better than you. It's that simple. People will admit that he's good more than you. That's simple. So when it comes for showing, you and him, you and your teacher are the same. So why learn from him? He's not good enough to be your teacher. He will not fix you, he will ruin you. In my opinion, you start here in horsemanship. You go up or you'll go down. You cannot stay in the same place. You go down or you go up. You develop yourself or you ruin yourself. You develop your talent and make it come out, or you ruin your talent and bury your talent. So, believe it or not, in my opinion, in so many cases, teaching yourself is the best way. How can I teach myself? It's very simple. No matter how good your teacher is, at the end, he learned from the horse in a way or another. Okay, someone taught me, someone taught him, someone taught him, someone taught her, someone taught him. At the end, who taught them? The horse. So directly or not, at the end, what we do came from the horse. So the best teacher is the horse. So learn from your mistakes by riding the horse and trying different things. And when you get what you want, never change it unless you have something better in your mind as a goal, as an achievement you want to achieve. But when you leave the good things, the right things, to do bad things just because they say he's a good teacher, they say. They don't show you, they say. In horsemanship, as I said before, it's not something about the future, it's not something about the past, it's something in the present. Convince me, then show me. If you do that, I should learn from you. I want to be your student. But in so many cases, they never ever show you anything special. What your teacher does is what you do. What's the difference? He speaks in a different way than you. It's that simple. And speaking needs no real talent. With time, compliment people, and they will compliment you and say good things about them, and they will say good things about you, and you will admit that they are good, and they will admit that you are good, and that's it. But when you ride a horse and he bucks you off his back, you cannot say, don't buck me off your back. People say I am good. He will say, fuck you and fuck these people. It's that simple. So, in my opinion, teaching yourself through the horse directly is the best thing, in my opinion. But the problem is, in these days, the things we do with horses are not hard stuff, not hard things. Like in the past, they ride horses bareback. They ride horses in battles, at war. So they have or must ride the horse in the good way, in the right way, or they will fall down and die and stuff like that. So they have to make their talent come out in a fast way. But in our days, everything we do is simple compared to what they did in the past. So developing yourself is a little bit slow compared to them. So when someone teaches you, they make it happen faster, that's all. They save some time for you, and that's it. Instead of becoming good in 5 years, the good teacher might, just might, not always, but just might make you become better in 1 or 2 or 3 years. So he will save you some time, that's it. But you cannot ask the teacher to make you become a good rider if you don't have the talent, if you don't have the experience, if you don't let the horse make you become a good rider or a better rider. So at the end, in a way or another, the horse is the real teacher, which means learn from your horse. So if you are convinced, keep it up. If not, look for the things or the stuff that will convince you. Now, if you are convinced, that doesn't mean you change other people's opinion. They are convinced too. Keep it up, and they should keep it up. Now, to be fair, when I say if you are convinced, keep it up, and I'm convinced, I will keep it up. If you are convinced in the same way, in a fair way, which means you ask all of them, all the sides, all the ways and the styles of riding, then you ask all of them to show you what they said. You ask each one of them, then you ask each one of them to show you what they said. Then you judge for yourself. You're not judging for people, I know, but you judge for yourself after you see. But when someone tells you something, and he or she totally convinces you, and shows you, and you ask the other side, the opposite side, who doesn't show you anything, but he speaks in a better way, and you choose that side, good for you. But to me, my book, you are lying to yourself. Because you know that he or she did not show you what he or she showed you. So, at the end, it's between your hands. The real judge is the horse, who will tell you, not by speaking, just by showing, if this rider is honest or not. He said something. If it's convincing, he must show it to you. If not, then it's something that he said. And everyone can say whatever they want. Saying doesn't mean it is true, but seeing, watching, means it's true. So if they convince you, in a way or another, say, show me. When you say it, don't talk about it, don't speak about it, you should do it. If you are not able to do it, blame yourself, blame your talent, blame your time, blame your experience. Don't blame the horse at all, and don't blame the rider in this case, because he showed you something good that you did not achieve, which means it's not the way of riding, not the rider, not the horse, you. That's simple. So don't make it sound so big or very big when it's very small and easy. Good riders are the ones who will convince you by answering your questions or saying stuff about horsemanship